flag, green flag.
Doesn't that sound fantastic? The spectacular 25-car field of supercars launches off the line at the bend for the second time this weekend. And it's a very even drag race at the moment between Kostecki and Randall. Payne's made a very good start. He's threatening on the inside. Brody's on the ideal race line. Can he tuck it down and command? This was where all the trouble unfolded yesterday, and Brody does manage to grab the lead through turn 2. Van Gisbergen hungry on the inside, position number 3. We're cleanly through the first couple of corners.
I was surprised that Brody was able to get around the inside at turn 2 there, because I thought Thomas had him. They were basically around turn 1 together, but nice move there, and there's going to be contact. Big contact, and they're spinning. Waters is gone. Is that Davison or Anta? Brock down the inside. It was Davison.
Disastrous start, unfortunately, for Cam Waters. Jack LeBrock having a big lunge down the inside, didn't work. And unfortunately, it's clean bowled several of them down there. Will Davison's a victim in the process as well. 0.2 of a second the margin, Brody over Thomas. And Randall sticking right with him on the exit of turn 13. Race control confirming they'll investigate what's gone on down there at turn 6 on the opening lap, as they should. And here's the replay of what happened down at turn 6. So LeBrock way down the inside, locks up, ends up just sideswiping Waters, who indeed gets Will Davison. Jack Smith, for the second day in a row, has to take evasive action. This time, though, the SCT Logistics entry gets away with it without any damage. On board with Cam. Look at the congestion. 3 wide down here. He's in behind Bryce forward. Turn 4. And he's having a bit of a look at 5. He knows he's got a car underneath him, so he's very ginger on the throttle. That's Will Davison. So then he tries to cover and watch for Jack. Bang. He's arrived.
And then that was Will Brown and Brock Feeney that got through.
Pit lane penalty drive through to car 34 for a driving infringement.
Control team turned that car around quickly. Looked like that might have been a bit quicker than Will's stop. Meantime, Reynolds continues on that fast lap. Here he is on pit straight. He's right in amongst it here. He's going to drop in not too far behind. So net gain for him. You think about where he peeled off from. Was it 4th position or 5th?
4th.
Yeah. So he can now see Thomas Randall. 2.5 second margin now. Kostecki over Van Gisbergen. Brody Kostecki. He stopped this one. Is the traffic a factor?
He had to do that. They had to cover.
Yeah. So that was the math that we were talking about, because otherwise, if the tyre continued to degrade, they'd get snipped. Here comes Thomas Randall. The blend is going to be very important here. How tight is this going to be? He had some margin in hand. He's still got some in hand, but he's got cold rear tyres to battle. So a genuine net gain here by Reynolds, and his teammate Payne in the background's also made good here.
What will be interesting to see where Dave Reynolds lobs. That was a nice stop. To see where Dave Reynolds and co. Look, here's the group. Here's the group. First 3 cars.
Nice job. So net gain there for Reynolds, but he's got an older tyre relative to Shane. 3.3 seconds was the stop for Van Gisbergen. So that gives us the snapshot now of the leading contenders: Kostecki, Randall, Reynolds, Van Gisbergen, Payne. As we go on board now with Van Gisbergen. And David Reynolds is chasing the rear of that car. It looks very lively on the exit of turn 3. Both of them sliding all the way through 5. Look at David just battling to try and get it to stop and turn.
Working hard, isn't he?
That sliding, that yawing of the car, and exciting the tread face of the tyre is what they work really hard to stop. They're trying to do their very best to stop these things sliding, and they naturally want to do at that velocity. Heimgartner, he's pushing hard in behind Feeney here. This is a great battle as well. Actually quite a lot of good little battle packs all around the top 10 at the moment.
We were watching Will Brown putting pressure on Bryce Ford a minute ago. Bryce has skipped away. Brock Feeney just gave Will Brown a little love tap in the middle of turn 6 just to remind him that he'd like to round him up. Remember, they're in the battle for the championship. Brock Feeney 3rd, Will Brown 4th.
And suggest belt away while you can, because they're teammates next year. It won't work quite so well next year.
That's right.
So try and make as much advantage of that while you're able to. Do gone. And Heimgartner with the young tyres and the R&J batteries entry, keep an eye on him as well, even though he's down the order slightly. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Talking about them right now. And on between Feeney and Brown. Heimgartner may benefit from all of this. Will's out wide. He does drop a spot. So some wild racing going on. It's exactly what we were just talking about.
And at the back of that, James Courtney was getting a run also. Check this out too. Van Gisbergen's going to have a lunge. He does. He gets the nose up there, but he thinks better of it.
Because David's battling. So the rear of that car was starting to look pretty unstable when we last looked. So he's chasing that thing at the moment. That's drawn Shane and Chaz into the battle. These fellas are arguing a big lock-up. Reynolds runs a bit wide as well. Shane pinches a tyre. All of this looks good for Mostert. So he gets a little bit closer as they start the endless run down the right-hander here to the bottom at turn 10. Jumping on board with Chaz. He's only 2 odd seconds away from the lead of the race. So this thing's starting to really bubble up at the back end with 3 to go.
That was a nice bit of brake modulation to get that left-hand front tyre unlocked by Van Gisbergen. He's got real pace, hasn't he, Mostert?
Great pace. The way that it turned through there looked very strong. And so does he get this thing positioned to be able to make a move? Yes. So there may be some tyre damage on Shane's car after the lockup, and that yields a position and up 1 spot, P4 now for Chaz Mostert.
And looking at how much trouble that Dave Reynolds was in a minute ago, you would think that Mostert, given the pace that he's had over the last couple of laps and the move that he's been able to put on Van Gisbergen, that he'll go straight up to the back of David Reynolds and fight for the podium here. So Kostecki, Randall, Reynolds, Mostert, Van Gisbergen. Payne's just a little bit behind Van Gisbergen, but Mostert's the man to watch out for again.
Everyone's eyes are focused on this, though. What a great battle. Here we go down the inside for Mostert. He's got the thing teetering on the brink. David spots him and lets him slide on by. So Chaz Mostert back onto the podium. Position number 3. Reynolds has a nibble back in the other direction to see whether he can counter punch in position 3 or turn 3 to try and get back position 3. He's got some pace going here at the moment, Chaz. He's 1.9 seconds away.
And that's
Alistair McVeigh, frustration on his face.
We didn't block, that's why. So Al's bluing because David should have been over on the inside of the road. So you might as well have flashed the lights and waved him through.
1.1 seconds, Kostecki over Randall. 1.8 seconds Randall to Mostert, and 0.4 between Mostert and David Reynolds. So has Reynolds got anything to respond with here on the back of the Mustang? And then looking further afield here, we've got Van Gisbergen, Payne, De Pasquale, Fullwood, Feeney, Heimgartner.
Payne's having a real crack at Shane.
He must be carrying some wounds on those tyres from the lockup that we saw there before.
He's having a real crack at him. In fact, he might have a lunge down here. Shane covers him. He's going to try to do the crisscross. He'll try to run back on the inside for the double left. Now, the deal for him now, for Payne, is to try to minimise the wheel spin here and come off the right-hander to get down the inside at 17. It's a little bit too far back, and Shane's totally got him covered.
So after another fine performance, we're in the dying seconds of our second race of the weekend, and the checkered flag comes out. A beautiful job, 1 second margin in the end for Brodie Kostecki over Thomas Randall.
What a great performance by Brodie Kostecki. He continues with this championship hunt, Neil, and he's been able to get the points out further again.
Yeah, so builds now to another victory, double dose for him. So fine performance, and he gets 105 points because of the win and the bonus points for the fastest lap in the race. home by a second from Thomas Randall. Chaz Mostert in third position. Nice blast at the back end of that one for Chaz. David Reynolds in fourth position, hanging on from Shane Van Gisbergen, who was under pressure from Matt Payne in the last couple of corners. Then Anton Di Pasquale, Bryce Fullwood, Brock Feeney and Andre Heimgartner. That's our 10 onto the second page, and you can see that James Courtney, Dick Percat, Will Brown, Declan Fraser, Scott Pye, Todd Hazelwood, Mark Winterbottom, who did move up a bit, Tim Slade, Macaulay Jones next in the queue, Cam Hill, Smith Davison. Unfortunate day for Will Davison today when he was caught up in the troubles in the opening lap, and then Golding, Waters and LeBrock. And remember that Waters and LeBrock were also involved in what happened down there at turn 6.